like a list. English. Okay, if you say I look so bad today, then you'll start to believe it. So you need to focus on the good things and the positive things in your life, and they will expand. So cool, you guys should go check out his videos. Not sponsored, just because, boy, if you're watching this, you're so cool, you know? I think friendships are so important, but when a person comes into your life, they come in for a reason, and when they leave for a reason. But confidence is just being like, oh girl, you slay, you know, like, you look so good, you know? I feel like alone time with yourself is key, even if you don't want it. If you don't want it, then you need it most. That is my advice. So basically today I'm just going to share with you guys what my channel's about, you know, like why I did this first of all, so like what kind of stuff I like, you know, if that makes sense. I have a thing, like a list. English, okay, I have a list of if I can find it, you know, that would be fantastic. First question is, what made you want to start YouTube? And honestly, so I have been through so much in my life this past month, especially this past 2 months. It's just been so crazy. I won't get into what happened. That is for another video. But so what made me want to start YouTube is all of those things. And there was a time, you know, after something really traumatic happened to me that I was like, you know what? Like, I can't do this anymore. I started turning to other things that weren't very good for me, like marijuana. I upped my dose on nicotine. Honestly, like one day I honestly just woke up and I was like, no, like I can't do this anymore, because it was a breaking point. Me and my mom had this big fight. I just wanted to end everything. Like, I'm not even kidding when I say that. I was like planning on what I could do next to end my life. That is the point. I woke up that morning and just said, I can't live this way anymore. So I started recording, and I wanted to create a YouTube channel my whole life, honestly, ever since I came up with it. I was just too scared of people judging me, and so I didn't do it, you know? And it's just always been something that I've been so passionate about, and something, like, I always watch YouTube videos, and I always watch all of that. So I feel like it's time that I start creating a channel that will help you guys, that you can get advice from, that you can hear what my crazy life is, if that makes sense. You know, what I go through, the drama, shit that happens at school, you know. I don't know. Just stuff like that. So what's your channel about? My channel is literally going to be about everything. It's going to have categories, so it's going to have eating and self-care, you know, skincare. It's going to have, like, story times. That's a big one, because your girl's life been pretty crazy for about 2 months, you know, especially. So I have many story times to come. And also just advice for you guys, because I've been through so much that I feel like you guys could really benefit from what I have to say, and that whether or not you will take that into your own life, whether you guys think, you know, I actually benefit you guys, you know, that's your choice. And if I'm not the right person for you, I need you to understand that that's completely okay. You know, everyone has people that they like and dislike. Everybody has people that they feel like their advice matches. You're your own person, you know, so it's not always going to be what you agree with, and that's okay. My mom has finally come to accept that my beliefs aren't her beliefs, you know, and that's okay. And everybody is their own person, and it's okay if you don't agree with what I have to say. That is completely fine, because I don't agree with what my mom has to say all of the time, but I still love her and I still listen to her, you know. You take those things and take them in your own words. That was like such a good moment, and then I ruined it. Okay, so just like take it in your own words, you know, make it your own. When someone says something that I don't agree with, I take it into my own words and I make it my own and say I agree with this part and not this part, and I change it to what I agree with for myself, if that makes sense. Okay, enough blabbering on about what my channel's about. You've had experiences that you've had in the past We're not gonna get too in depth with this, but first experience that really changed my life. I'm gonna make a separate video on this, so I'm just gonna get to the basics. When I was about, okay, air conditioner, just like do that in the middle of my video, like, okay. No. My mom figured out that I have trichotillomania, and what that is I've been really good with it now. Obviously, as you can tell, I have a full head of hair, so if you don't know what trichotillomania is, I'll explain it to you in a minute. But to those of you that know, I think it's a really hard disorder. It's a disorder, and it's very hard to deal with. So as you can tell, I have a full head of hair, so I've been really good. It's very thick. It's up right now, like halfway, so it's not as thick as it normally would seem, so let me take it out for you guys. I've been using biotin and collagen shampoo, and this is my natural hair, so, you know, bear with me. You know, I actually love my natural hair now. I've grown to accept this is how thick my hair is right now. It's thick, you know, it's pretty thick. I'll go like this, and it's a pretty decent compared to what it was before, and it'll get thicker as it grows more. Basically, when I was 10 years old, let me get to the point. When I was 10 years old, my mom, she found out that I have something called trichotillomania, and what that is, it's where you pull out your hair, piece by piece, usually when you're really stressed out. It's a form of OCD, so that's been really hard to live with. I think I might have been 8 when we figured this out, but it got really bad when I was 10. It comes and goes in pieces, so sometimes it'll be really good and you'll be managing it very well, and then when high stress situations come up, your first instinct is to pull your hair, and someone with trichotillomania, that would be the case. And got especially horrible in 5th grade when I was about 12 years old. I had literally no hair on the top of my head, and it was so hard. Everyone would make fun of me, everyone would bully me and ask me why my hair was that way, and I just didn't know how to answer. And so if any of you guys are going through this, just know that it gets better. If any of you guys, even if you don't have trichotillomania, I have so many different diagnoses that I honestly relate more than you guys would think. I have anxiety, I have depression, and there was actually a hard time in my life when I had panic attacks every 30 minutes for about a month and a half, and I'll get to that in the video a little bit later. But I'm on citalopram right now, and if you're struggling with this, I suggest getting on a medication, because I know a lot of people say, oh, medication is like of the devil, medication doesn't work, but medication has helped me a lot and just helped me get some traction and get on my feet. I've just worked on myself so much that most people wouldn't be able to tell that I have these. They would never guess that. I'm the happiest person in the room, you know? I'm the most positive person in the room. They wouldn't think that sometimes I want to end my life. And so that is what is really, really beautiful about this life, you know? Never know what people are going through, so just remember to be kind to any... Again, a moment. Just remember to be kind to everyone, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's how you gotta be, that's how you're gonna be remembered, that's how everything is going to work. So my hair, what was I talking about? Yeah, in 5th grade, it was really bad, you know? I had no hair on the top of my head, and it was very thin. It wasn't bald, it was bald in some spots, completely bald, and it was like very thin. It was like a pixie cut on the top of my head, and then the rest of it was long, this length, if that makes sense. And it was really odd. I looked very odd. I looked really weird, out of place. In 5th grade, it's very, very important to fit in, and so I felt like I didn't have that place. If you guys ever feel like that, please just come to me, because I just want you to know that you're not alone. I will be doing another video to get more in depth in this. Just to tell you guys what I've been through, top to bottom, you know what I mean? So I had to cut it like a pixie cut, and that was really weird in 5th grade, you know, nobody had a pixie cut, and so it's like all these girls with pretty long blonde hair, or brown hair, even brown hair, you know, this pretty long hair, and they took it for granted. They didn't understand how amazing that was, and all I wanted was to look like them at that time, and so I felt so bad about myself. But how I know that I'm such a strong person is because I didn't let that affect me, if that makes sense. I still went to school every single day. Every single day I would go to school, no matter how mean people were to me. I would go every day. That's one experience I've had in the past. Let's talk about suicide. In 2016, one of my best friends committed suicide, and I'm not saying this for pity at all. I just want you guys to relate with me. If you've ever been through this, you know that it's hard. That's been one of the big things, and it's made me who I am today. So he committed suicide in 2016, and he was one of my best friends. You know, he'd always be there for me, but I knew he was struggling, and I knew that one day he would probably end his life, and there's nothing I could do about that. So that was very hard. And then when my mom told me the news, I was sad and I was shocked, but I wasn't surprised. You know, if you've ever had that experience, just comment down below and we can talk about it. You guys can DM me anytime. Just let me know if you guys need anything, alright? Me and my friend played a Ouija board about 3 months ago. Shout out to Olivia. Girl, you know who you are. If she sees this, you know, I'm gonna be collabing with her a lot. She's one of my best friends. But we played a Ouija board. We actually went to Walgreens and we made a Ouija board, you know, and we did that. So I'm not gonna get into detail, like I said, because this is for a story time. But basically, we got a Ouija board. We talked to Anthony, and he's been visiting me. You know, he like visited me a lot after that. And then one day he just left. He said, I have to go do my work, and he just left, and I was crying for 2 days straight. I was just bawling my eyes out because I was so used to having him with me. And then I realized that it wasn't him the whole time. And so that all of that happened about 2 months ago. And then on top of that, I lost someone I deeply cared about. I liked him for about 2 years, you know. It was really hard. He went for somebody else. And like I said, if you guys have ever gone through that, just let me know, because honestly, he was my first love. And so it was very hard, and all of this happening in the same month was just very devastating for me. And the last thing I want to talk about is forcing somebody on you. I've had that happen to me near Thanksgiving. Somebody forced themselves on me. And it's not okay, you know, it's never okay. And that was my breaking point after everything that has already happened. I thought I could trust this person, but I couldn't, you know. Don't trust people until they fully deserve your trust. Love everybody and be kind to everybody, but don't put your trust into people that don't deserve it, because you're just gonna get hurt and you don't deserve that, you know. So, and everybody at my school already knows, or if they don't, they've heard about something close to that. And I disappeared from school for about 2 weeks, and everyone was like, oh, she's the next Elizabeth Smart, she's like going crazy, she's doing all these drugs, you know what I mean? And like, which was true, I was going crazy, I was doing all of these drugs. It was really hard, but people were like, oh, she's on coke, like she's doing all this different stuff, she got kidnapped, she's the next Elizabeth Smart. Some people were like, oh, she killed herself, she died. And I'm like, because I also disappeared off social media, my mom just thought it would be a good idea to get away from everything, but it just amplified everything even more, which is not her fault. But it's just how high school is, you know. Kids like to make things up, and kids like to make their own stories of what happened. And I understand that because I've been there before. I'm just not in that place anymore, and it makes me feel sad for those people that are in that place. So to spread false rumors about someone and engage in stuff that they don't know that isn't true, all of that has happened to me. Those are experiences I've had in the past, and I just wanted to do this video so that you guys got to know me and know who I am. The next one I have is self-love journey. Oh man, the self-love journey. Let's talk about this. It has been a hard journey, but it's a journey, it's not the destination. What happened with my self-love journey? I honestly hated myself for so many years. I hated who I was. I hated my personality. I hated that I was so shy. I hated all of these things about me, you know? I hated myself so much. There were so many times where I just looked in the mirror and said, you know what, you don't deserve to live anymore. I've had about 4 to 5 suicide attempts, and that has changed me into the person I am, like I said. It's changed me into the person that I am today, definitely. And I'm so happy to say that I am so happy now. And I have found my life purpose, which is singing. Let me grab my microphone over here. So here's this. This is my little microphone. It's actually not very cheap. It's very nice. It's a very nice microphone. And I use that along with my mom's MacBook right now. I'm getting one for Christmas, so shout out to mom, you know. Shout out to my parents for believing in me. I actually love this. It's just like the tree and the leaves and how much they're growing, you know. I think it's really beautiful. So this is her case. She's really into like work, you know, working on yourself, loving everyone. And that's why I love my mom so much, because she has also changed me into the woman I am. And so self-love. So this has been a hard journey, like I said. Finding your life purpose, all of that stuff. How did I find this? It took years, if I'm going to be honest. I first started in about 7th grade after a suicide attempt, and I said, I need to love myself. And so I read The Power. In 7th grade, I read The Power. It's like The Secret. And it didn't change my life. Which was very sad, because I didn't believe that it would, and I thought that it was bullshit, and I was so scared to let other people know that I was reading a self-help book, you know? Like, it's like embarrassing when you're in 7th grade and nobody knows what that is, you know, because we're all little 7th graders. Like, we don't know what the law of attraction is, we don't know what any of that is, we're just trying to get by. And so it didn't work for me, and that was all on me, you know? And so I stopped, I got in this hole again, and then in about 8th grade, I really tried to love myself, but it was just vain. It was vain, and it was too cocky, and I thought I was better than everybody, and I would be mean to people and say, you are inferior to me, I'm superior to you, and I was so mean to people that I didn't like. And I realized how self-destructing that is after I talked to my cousin, and he said everyone literally, like, you had your friend group and everyone else hated you because of how mean you guys were. And it just makes me feel so bad. I was the popular girl in 8th grade summer. I was the girl that everybody knew, and in 9th grade too. And I got better in 9th grade, but in 8th grade I was very mean, and it just makes me sad to see people that are still like that, because I have grown so much, and I've hurt so much, and I've learned so much that you have to be nice to everybody because you don't know what they're going through. And so in 8th grade, like I said, very, very, very insecure, very mean, thought that I was confident, but I was just cocky. And then in 9th grade, I had an experience towards the end of 9th grade where I smoked weed for my first time. Love the green, love the weed, not shaming that shit, you know, I love it, but I smoked laced weed, and I don't know what it was smoked with, but I smoked laced weed about 5 times, and then when I stopped hanging out with those friends, I stopped smoking. And my withdrawals were so bad. It was anxiety for a month and a half. And it was like panic attacks every 30 minutes. And like I said, we'll get more into that in the story times. So guys, I've been through some shit, you know. I can help you out. I want to help you. I want to help you be the best you can be. I think that is so important. So that has been my self-love journey, and it's really blossomed in a matter of a few weeks, you know. Ever since I was forced to do something I didn't want to do, it really blossomed me in a good way. So in a way, I almost thank him for doing that, because it has made me the person that I am today. And without that experience, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to really outlet through my music. Such a hard experience, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't be able to create the music that I'm creating right now. I wouldn't be able to write the lyrics that I write. I wouldn't be able to, you know, just really be patient with myself and love myself through this hard time. It's so important. And then another one is, how are you so confident? It's kind of similar, but confidence is just being like, girl, you slay, you know, like, you look so good, you know. And I do that every morning. I say, ooh, girl, you're so hot, you so sexy, oh shit, you know. And I'm like, damn, like, you know. And so, I just think that's so important to do, and just to really fall in love with yourself, to really fall in love with who you are, how you look, you know, your body, everything. And if you want to change something, then change it. I'm not saying go get plastic surgery. What I'm saying is, if you don't like your body, then work out, you know, like, get a gym membership and go to the gym. And you have to love yourself. Love yourself, not necessarily how your body looks, but you can love yourself enough to change how your body looks. So that's how I'm confident. Affirmation is key. Believing it is key. Fake it till you make it. And you're thinking, but if I don't believe it, then Why would I want to fake it? Why would I fake something that I don't believe? Long enough, then you'll start to believe it. It's the same with bad things. If you do it long enough, you'll start to believe it. If you steal long enough, you'll start to believe that it's okay. If you lie long enough, then you'll start to think that lying is fine. It's the same with positive things. If you are honest more than you lie, then you'll believe that honest is the truth. If you love more than you hate, you'll believe that love is the truth. If you fake it till you make it, if you believe that you're confident and say that you're confident, then you will believe it. If you say, I look so good today, long enough, then you'll start to believe it. Same with if you say, I look, believe it. So you need to focus on the good things and the positive things in your life, and they will expand. I need to tell you a story that happened, and this will be in another story time. But basically, I told myself that I would win the grand prize at work. This was actually yesterday. I told myself, I said, you're gonna do this. I put my hands over my eyes, I visualized it, I opened my eyes, and I let it go. And Eric Ho actually taught me that method. He's been reaching out to me saying that he wants to help me out with my music, so that's really awesome. You know, he says he's doing everything that he can do because obviously it costs money for him to help me, which I don't have that money. I'm 15 years old, and so he's really being patient and working with me. But anyway, he taught me that method, and I think that it's so cool. You guys, these videos not sponsored, just because, boy, if you're watching this, you're so cool, you know. Anyway, I envisioned it, and I said I'm gonna do this, and then I forgot about it, and then they said for the TV the number is 772. 772. Let me show you guys something real quick. Hold up. Just for proof. You know, look at that. The Roku, you know, we're living life. Here's the number. 772. That's what they called my name. Oh, there we go. 772. And it's so cool. Oh my gosh. I think it's 4K. Don't quote me on that because I'm not absolutely sure. I just always keep that, you know, I always keep that with me. The girl think, okay, I always keep that ticket with me now because 7 is my new lucky number. It's so fun. And then the next one is friendships and letting people go. I think friendships are so important, but when a person comes into your life, they come in for a reason, and when they leave for a reason. So that's what I have with friendship. I believe that it's so important. The next one is alone time with yourself. I think that is key. I think you need that every once in a while. I am naturally extroverted, and so I love being around my friends. I love hanging out with my friends and my family and talking to new people and meeting new people, which is what I need to put myself out there and be a musician, you know? So, want it. If you don't want it, then you need it most. That is my advice. Because if you don't want to be by yourself, then you need to learn to love being by yourself and love yourself, because you're not alone, you're with yourself, you're still with a human being. And I think that is so important to know. That's the last question. That's just to get to know me a little bit better. So anyway, if you guys liked this channel, if you like what you saw, subscribe, you know, leave a comment, leave a like, share with your friends. If you want more advice, if you want some story times, if you want like a makeup routine, you know, anything like that. If you want a hair care routine, because my hair care routine is really freaking long. If you guys want to know what I do to get my hair to look like this, then just comment down below. I just want to let you guys know that you can do anything that you desire if you really want to do it. And a really important thing to remember is that no matter how much you think nothing is going to get better, everything is going to get better. And if you see this video, it's a sign that everything is just going up from here. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of the people that have supported me and will continue to support me with my life and with everything that I've been doing and with this new YouTube channel. Leave a comment, subscribe, like this. I'll see you guys later.